What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of A Playmaker's View. I'm your host, as always, Jayme. I appreciate you guys joining me today. Today, my guest is Aaron Mayer. Aaron is a coach over at JeffCo, coaches the baseball team over there. So you guys are going to get a chance to learn about him, what he does over there, and kind of his story. So that's pretty much it. And without further ado, here we go. All right, guys. So like I said, I have Aaron Mayer joining me today. Thank you, Aaron, for joining the show. First off, I want you to give the viewers and the listeners a brief overview about yourself, kind of who you are and what you're doing right now.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Jayme. So my name's Aaron Mayer. Obviously, I have been a volunteer assistant here at Jefferson College for the, 3 years, if you count the COVID season last year. And, I've been playing baseball my entire life. Prior to coaching here, I coached 7 years. I'm currently in my seventh year of coaching Festus Post 253 American Legion. I serve in the same capacity there as the pitching coach also.
Gotcha. So what kind of got you into baseball? Was it someone when you were younger that really influenced you, or was it kind of just you loving the game and kind of getting into it?
Certainly my dad put the baseball in my hands first, and that's where it kind of started from there, jumping in Little League, working it out a little bit, and, you just fall in love with it from there, man. And, yeah, that's just really how it started from a young age. And, I love it so much, haven't left it yet.
Gotcha. Yeah. So did you know that you were going to want to coach, or was that kind of just, you had that offer and you're like, why not? So was there some reason that you did it?
Sure, man. I did have the feel that I would like to coach someday at a young age. And, I wasn't that great of a player. And I understood that. So, like loving the game as much as I do, coaching was the logical next step. And, it's really exciting. I've had really great coaches in my life. Just really excited to get to, pass some of what I got on.
Mhm. So is there something that really inspires you to be a great coach? Is there some sort of message that you try to tell your players each and every day?
The dudes are the inspiration. Your guys, you're going to work for them every day. You want to help them make their dreams come true. Whether that's just, being a good father, being a good husband someday, or, going to the show. Whatever that may be, you're coming to work for those dudes every single day, man, and that's why you put in the work.
For sure. So I want to get into the whole JUCO route. JeffCo is a huge JUCO school, very successful. Can you talk a little bit about the whole JUCO route, why you kind of chose to work there and work with those athletes? Because it is a little different than going to, an NAIA school, D3, D2. So can you kind of explain that whole JUCO route?
Sure. What's a little bit different about going this route is this isn't the last stop for a lot of guys. It could be if they get drafted or something like that. But you really appreciate what guys are going through. You want to, like I said earlier, man, you want to help them reach those goals. And this is a really good, nice spot to do it. You help them develop, help push them forward a little bit, and really reach those goals, get to that next step, whatever that may be for them.
Yeah, for sure. Is it a little bit different training wise because you're trying to get them to the next level or a different school rather than, they're there to play 4 years. So is it a little different approach for your players?
I think the approach kind of remains the same. Certainly, you want to help them get there as quickly as possible. But there are no shortcuts in this game, as you know. You have to put in the work. You have to get in the weight room. You have to clean up, mechanical things or whatever it may be. So yeah, man. I think it's just continuing to put in that work there.
For sure. Is there anyone that sticks out in your coaching career that you think has been really benefited from going to the JUCO route and is now succeeding really well?
Uh, Austin Sheila comes to mind right off the bat. He was a gentleman that was here. He was part of that 2018 World Series team. And then I got here and they had come off of that. And he's a dude that's at Middle Tennessee State now. He puts in a lot of hard work out at P3 up in St. Louis, Premier Pitching Performance. They do a really great job up there. And Austin is a guy that was kind of considered, I guess, a little clumsy or not athletic, just a really big dude. But he's been honing some things, and he's much more of an athlete, I guess you could say at this point. But dude really benefited from coming here and moving along, and he's going to do some big things at Middle Tennessee next year.
Sure. So what is it looking like for you guys next year with all the COVID stuff? Do you guys have some people coming back? And, what is your team looking like for the next few years?
We're certainly excited for what we have coming back. A couple guys, guys like Jack Ragoni, Adam Parker, Dominic Kanovi are coming back because of that extra year, that COVID year. And, things are weird right now, man. So, tomorrow's never promised. You don't know what's going to happen. They could come out tomorrow and say, the entire spring's canceled, the entire fall's canceled, whatever it may be. So really on that end, all you can do is prepare the best you can and give those guys, or help give those guys, I should say, as ready as you can for that season, whenever it may come.
Yeah. So I know you work with American Legion, and I used to play Post 213, which is the Maryland Heights. So how is that is it different from coaching at JeffCo, or do you kind of try to transfer everything you're doing there over to those younger guys?
It's different for every guy. I like to think that I don't have necessarily a blanket program, one size fits all thing. So it's certainly, we do a lot of the same things. I would say up here at JeffCo, those guys tend to get a little more freedom because they've kind of been through it a little bit. Tend to really understand what they need to do a little more, and that's certainly not a knock on the younger guys. These older guys just have a little more experience with it.
For sure. Yeah. So going forward, what are you looking forward to most about coaching at JeffCo, and just what is your biggest I don't know, what are you trying to do and accomplish for your kids and yourself at JeffCo?
Really, for the guys, you want to put them in the best situation you possibly can. And what I mean by that is we can't make decisions for you guys, obviously, but we want to give them every opportunity to reach those goals that they want to reach. Whether that's I want to go Division 1, I want to go to Mo Western, whatever that is. You want to put them in, or help put them in that best position possible. Personally, man, I mean, it's satisfying to be a coach. It's satisfying whenever that kid comes back to you and be like, hey, man, this really worked. I'm really excited. Thank you. That's personally fulfilling. It feels good, man. And I mean, that's I guess would be the personal thing that comes along with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of great moments that come with that, and being a player. I know I'm thankful for the not hundreds, but the dozens of coaches that I've had, because I'm 20 years old and I've had plenty of different coaches, and I do appreciate them in different aspects. But I wanted to ask you, what has been, I guess, your favorite? This could be from your playing time or your coaching time. Has there been a defining moment that's really just kind of I appreciate that, or something that just really boosts your self-esteem, and you appreciate something that you did for someone or did for yourself?
Sure, man. I mean, as a coach, I think kind of what we touched on, that rewarding part of it is, when a guy comes back to you and says, hey, man, this really helped me. I appreciate you. And Will Gilmer would come to mind there, a guy that pitched for us last year and the year prior, going out to Arkansas State. Now he came in, he had the yips, and as a pitcher, that's never a good thing, and that's a really tough thing to work out of. But Will we dropped him down sidearm for a little bit, and then Will decided he was going to go back up top, and so essentially he would say, "Hey, you fixed me," but that's not the case. He fixed himself. We dropped him down. We were trying something new, and then he brought himself back up top, and he was just good. So really, that was 100% him. He did that, but it certainly felt good, and we felt accomplished by him reaching his goals there. And, now he's continuing on at Arkansas State, and I think he's going to do big things down there, man.
Yeah, it's great. So one of the last things I wanted to ask you is just a lot of times people don't really consider the JUCO route just because, you want to go to a D1 school just because it looks good and all that stuff. What would you say to some kids? I know I talked to Austin about this. A lot of kids don't have many offers when they're going into their senior year or going to college. So what is the biggest thing about a JUCO that can really benefit someone who might not have all those offers, still needs that time to develop? What can a JUCO do for kids like that?
I mean, I think you just said it right there in the answer, man. I mean, it gives them that time, that extra time to develop, whether they're getting lesser D1 offers than they think they should get, or just lesser offers in general from four-year schools. Going this route gives them that ability to really get better and work hard and prove that they deserve those offers that they think they deserve. And that's certainly a big time thing for them. And even guys that are maybe getting those D1 looks that they want, you can come here and remain draft eligible, man. You can come here, go after your first year, go after your second year, whatever you want to do. And I think that's that's good for this level.
Yeah, as I've grown older, I've seen that the JUCO route really is a pretty special thing. So to close out, I just want you to give one big piece of advice for, just athletes. It doesn't even have to be baseball, but something that you've learned throughout your years and something you try to transfer over to your players. Is there something that can help the younger kids really just succeed and not worry about all that pressure and just kind of develop?
Sure, man. And I mean, really, what it comes down to, and this isn't just a baseball thing, this is an everything thing. Uh, if you want something, you got to go out and work for it. It's not just going to be handed to you just because you want to be a Division I baseball player. Tim Corbett isn't going to give you a call up and say, "Hey, man, come on down to Vandy." You actually have to put in that work. And that's, like I said, man, that's not just a baseball thing, that's an everything thing. And you just got to keep pushing until you achieve what you want to achieve.
For sure. I think that's a great message. I want to thank you again for joining me and wish you the best of luck. Like I said, JeffCo is an amazing program, so I hope you guys continue to succeed, and hopefully I'll have you on again just to kind of talk about some future players. Maybe you'll have a draft pick soon or something like that, but I want to thank you again.
All right, certainly appreciate you having me on, Jayme. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, that's going to conclude things here on A Playmaker's View for this week. Thank you guys again for joining me. Once again, if you guys have any stories or anything like that you want to get out, if you know an athlete that has a great story, or if you yourself wants to talk with me and get on the podcast, please feel free to reach out to me. I want to thank Aaron again. He's a great coach, doing great over there at JeffCo. An outstanding program. I mean, they have kids drafted, going D1, all that stuff. So if you guys want to go the JUCO route, feel free to reach out to Aaron or any other JUCOs, because don't feel like it's a bad route. It is definitely a great route for kids who are trying to develop more and get to the next level. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys again. Hope you're doing well, and we'll be back with you guys next week for another episode of A Playmaker's View.